Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We're back for the team selection video for Game Week 30. Obviously we've had an international break. Football is back. Premier League football is back. Looking forward to it. Very excited. But yeah, how you doing, Jordan? How's your week going so far?
Yeah, the week's going great so far. Obviously it's Easter weekend now for those who have finished work. But yeah, it's going to be exciting Easter weekend, obviously for the football wise, because the title race is playing a big importance, especially for Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool.
Yeah, a lot to discuss. Team selection, so we won't waste too much time. Let's get into it, guys. So we'll quickly recap on blank game week 29. We know it was a bit of a stinker of a game week. A lot of free hits were played. And yeah, it was just a very low scoring week. So I'll start off with my team. Goalkeeper Areola, no clean sheet, comes with a 3 point. In the back line, again, nothing. Taylor, Doughty, and Porro all blanking with a 1 point each. Midfield, again, not much to say. All blanks. Maddison, Son in that surprise defeat to Fulham. Son was my captain. Douglas Reed blanked, as well as Barkley. And then again up top, all my strikers blanking as well. Watkins, Morris, and Tony getting absolutely nothing. So I think that might be the first time ever, maybe, that I can remember where I've not had a single return in my team, in the starting 11 anyway, as far as I can remember. On the bench, obviously, I didn't have anything. I did get 20 points, which isn't too bad considering I didn't free hit. A lot of managers used a free hit and they got 20 points or even less than that. So, yeah, I think it's a bad week. Obviously, I did end up getting a red arrow, but it wasn't a big one. I think it was like a 10k red arrow. So I'll take that all day long, especially now I've got my free hit left, which I'm going to use in double game week 34. So yeah, 20 points all out and a small red arrow to 141k is where I'm sitting at. Same for you, Jordan. Great. Just wrap up for us as well. Your blank game week 29 feels like ages ago, that game week now.
Yeah, it does feel ages ago, and I feel like the better forgotten the best, I think, for this game week. But yeah, I thought it was going to be a terrible game week. Obviously, the goalkeeper, Flecken, he lost to Burnley 2-1, so his clean sheet was white and only got 2 points. And obviously his teammate Reguilon, who only played literally about 7 minutes in that game, managed to get a red card and get sent off. I thought at that moment in time, yeah, this game week is not looking great for me, especially with the free hit activated for this week. But he ends up on -3 points, obviously for the red card and the goals conceded. Doughty, he never kept a clean sheet against Nottingham Forest, and he came off 45 minutes in that game. Udogie lost 3-0 to Fulham. Shocking result from that game. So nothing in terms of the back three or goalkeeper. It's pretty much the same for the midfield. Son, Maddison both blanked in that game because no goals were scored for Spurs. Elanga wasn't a part of the action in that one goal that Nottingham scored against Luton. Bowen as well. He wasn't a part of the action, only getting the 2 points. There's only worthwhile talking about the forward line, where I've only got 2 returns, but these are two important returns for me. Muniz being one of them. He scored both goals for Fulham in that 3-0 win. He only played 63 minutes of that game as well and was rewarded with the bonus 3. It ends up on that double haul of 13 points. My Tony captain didn't pay off. I feel like when Reguilon got that red card, it was game over from that moment on, and it was going to be really hard for Tony to get anything for the rest of that game. And the second return was Wood, who I took out Watkins for. Actually did pay off because Watkins did blank and Chris Wood did score. He also got the bonus 3 on top of that and only played 74 minutes. So yeah, only 2 returns for the starting 11. There is one major return from the bench, and that is from Robertson, who got the 11 points. He got an assist. I think that's his 6th assist now for Fulham, and he also got rewarded with the bonus 2 along with the clean sheet. So that's the annoying thing, is not playing Robertson, but in the likelihood I wasn't going to really play him in that fixture because it looked like Spurs, that looked like a good one for him. The rest of my bench options did blank though, but even though it was a really bad game week, especially for the free hits, for the free hit chip, those 2 returns did pay off with a green arrow. I was originally 60k rank and I moved up to 35, so Without Muniz and Woods obviously getting those returns, I don't think I'd be on his current rank at the moment on the green. So very thankful for that. And 33 game week points. So it is pretty low, but considering how bad everyone else did for non-free hitters and free hitters, I felt like it was a really good game week nonetheless for that blank.
Okay, so yeah, that's how our game week 29 has gone, guys. Obviously, it's a while ago. Before we quickly recap, but yeah, let's move on to game week 30 and how we're lining up and what our transfer plans are as well. So I'll start off with my team. So in goal, I've got Areola, who I could play, or I could play Dubravka, who's got West Ham at home. So I'm still undecided on who I'm going to play, to be fair. Let me know in the chat, guys, who you would play at the goalkeepers. But yeah, I'm not sure at the moment. But yeah, I got Areola starting at the moment. On the back three, I've got Zabani, Gabriel, and Pedro Porro. We know Gabriel is currently flagged on the website. However, I believe he's going to be fit for that game, so no worries there. He's got Man City away. Don't expect a clean sheet, but I'm going to start him anyway. Pedro Porro's got a nice fixture against Luton, and Zabani, I'm going to have to play him because I believe Doughty obviously has Tottenham. He's now fit actually after the flag, but I don't think I'll play Doughty. I'll risk it on Zabani, who's got a home fixture. In the midfield five, I've currently got Maddison and Son, which I'm really excited about because most managers don't have triple Spurs. I know Spurs have just been trounced by Fulham, but it is Luton at home, and I expect Spurs to bounce back, especially with their loss. And I still expect Spurs to win that game. So I'm quite happy to own triple Spurs when most managers won't have triple, maybe one or two, depending on if you have a wild card. So yeah, Son and Maddison I'm happy with. The only thing is obviously Richarlison's back, so that could make Son a slightly worse option potentially. But I'm happy to own both the Spurs assets in terms of the attack. Barkley, I'll come on to, who's got Tottenham away. He's going to go out my team, so I'm not going to discuss Barkley too much. I've got Douglas Luiz, who's starting. Not ideal having Douglas Luiz in my team, but I'm not going to wild card. As you know, I'm going to wild card in game week 31, so I don't mind playing Douglas Luiz for one more week. He is a home fixture against Wolves, so he's on penalties. I don't doubt him that he can get something. And then Palmer, who's got Burnley at home. Again, we know Palmer's been doing really well recently. He's Chelsea's main guy in terms of like goals and assists. I think at this point, everyone should probably have Palmer in their team. Burnley at home, I think, is a good fixture, and I'm excited to see what he can do in that game. And up front, I've got Tony and Watkins. Now, I know a lot of managers that are wildcarding have sold Watkins. And the reason why I want a wildcard next week is because I want Watkins for this week against Wolves. I probably will get rid of Watkins next week on my wildcard, but the reason why I'm delaying that wildcard is I'd be scared to get rid of Watkins before he plays Wolves. So I'm happy to own him. And then Tony, I'm not massively, excited about him against Man United at home because he's been quite disappointing. But I had him already from, for the previous game week for the blank, so I bought him in. He could do something against Man United. He had a decent record against the bigger teams, so I don't rule it out. But obviously, there are other better strikers this week that you could go for. But Tony is in my team at the moment. I could take a hit to bring someone like Darwin in for a -4, but I'm not sure it's worth it. Because obviously, I don't know if I want to take another hit, if I'm being honest. On the bench, there's not really much to discuss. I've got Dubravka, Morris, Doughty, and then Taylor as well. And as you guys can see, I've got a lot of money in the bank. I've got about 16.5 million. So I can go to any player essentially I want. And I think the obvious move is I've got one free transfer as well. And the transfer I'm going to do, guys, is Ross Barkley out. As I said, I think Ross Barkley's time is up in my team. I only bought him in for the double. And I'm bringing in, no surprise, and he is Mo Salah. And that's already actually been confirmed. I've done the Mo Salah transfer in. Leaves him with 8.4 million. And yeah, he's going to be my captain as well. And then I'm going to put the vice captaincy on Son. And yeah, I think Salah's a no-brainer for me to bring in this week because I've got a lot of money in the bank. I could get to him easily. And I've always planned on bringing Salah in this week. So yeah, I'm happy to see, what he does against Brighton. I think he's an excellent captaincy pick for that week. I think also Son's a good pick. Palmer as well. I've seen some people on Palmer. So there's quite a few options this week to go for, but I'm quite happy bringing Salah in to captain him. And then that leaves me with, again, 8.4 million in the bank. And then next week in 31, I probably will wild card because I want to get Haaland back, Saka back, etc. Obviously, I'm going to go without them this week. They do play against each other. Could be a risk, but it's one I'm willing to take. But yeah, that's it, guys. Barkley for Salah. I think it's an easy move. Salah captain. The rest of the team looks fine. Tony's the only one I'm not sure about really, but you never know. The rest of the team looks okay. I wouldn't mind having like a Chelsea player, like a defender, possibly on the wild card. But other than that, I'm quite happy with the way my team looks, and it puts me in a strong position with 7 game weeks to go after this, when I've got 3 chips left as well. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's the plan. Salah in, captain as well. Let me know what you guys think of the plans.
Yeah, the only thing really is the goalkeeper. It's like you're damned if you do, or you're damned if you don't play Areola or Dubravka, because you don't know with Newcastle's form whether they're going to be great or not. Usually at home they are, but the way Newcastle have been playing the season, even the home form's been a bit questionable at times. And yeah, Areola playing against him, Newcastle's attack at the same time looks pretty decent in some games. So yeah, it's pretty roll of the dice, like obviously Neil said in the chat.
Yeah, obviously, Neil, echoing your thoughts, toss of a coin for keepers. Yeah, it's sort of 50-50. I don't know who I'm going to play. I'm leaning towards Areola, but I could change that. We'll have to see on the deadline. But yeah, that's the plan. Pretty straightforward. And then I kind of figured out my chip strategy as well. So I'm going to wild card in game week 31. I'm going to free hit game week 34, and I'm going to bench boost game week 37. That's the rough plan at the moment. I could change. I could go wild card 35, but I doubt I'll hold it out for that long. But we'll have to see.
Yeah.
We also got SJ in the chat who says, "Hi, bro, long time." Yeah. Hello to you, SJ. Hope you're doing well. Also, guys, make sure you do smash a like button on the video if you are enjoying the content, and don't forget to also subscribe to the channel as well. So that's my game week 30 plans out the way. Jordan, let's pull up your bus team. How you're lining up, and also what are your transfer plans as well?
Yeah, so as you can see on the screen, there is a bit of a mixed batch of fixtures for players, but let's start off with the goalkeeper, who has actually a decent fixture. I've got Leno, he's got Sheffield United away. No real question on who we're going to play between him and Areola. I think might as well give Leno a chance to see if he can keep a clean sheet at Sheffield. Perhaps not, maybe he does concede, but it is the better fixture to play him with anyway. But moving on to the back 3, so it was a pleasant sight to see, obviously, Doughty's flag disappear, and he should be fit for that Tottenham away game. Hopefully he plays the full 90 minutes and not come off at half time like last game week. So yeah, hopefully that Tottenham away one's good. I don't expect a clean sheet from him, maybe an attack and return, maybe an assist. But I do like watching Luton games, whether they're home or away, because they are quite full of goals. But moving on to next defender, Gabriel. Yeah, he seems fine. That yellow flag is pretty, I would say, inaccurate. I think he should play against Man City away. It's a very important game in terms of the title race for them against Man City. So yeah, he should be all ready and set. But just in case he isn't, I've got Ake on the bench. Next, we've got Brantford, who's got Bournemouth away. Again, I'm not expecting much from that fixture either in terms of a clean sheet from him. But I'm going to play him anyway because I don't really have any defensive options available, obviously, apart from Ake, but he has Arsenal at home, so he's more of a cover in case one of my defenders doesn't start. But yeah, that is the back 3 of how I line up at the moment. It's not very great back 3, but yeah, we'll have to see what surprises hold in, obviously, in those fixtures. Moving on to next, obviously the midfield choices. So we've got Gross, who's got Liverpool away. I suppose that's a very daunting game for Brighton, going to Anfield. It's a very hard place to obviously get points from, and I don't really expect much from Brighton in terms of results from that game. So yeah, Gross will potentially be a talking point in terms of my transfer moves. Moving on to the next player, Gabriel's teammate Saka, who's also flagged again. He should be fine. Saka for that Man City game is a big one for him to not miss, and they can't afford really to be without Saka, as there's not really anyone else to replace him in that position. So let's move on to Palmer. He's got Burnley at home, say one of the best fixtures for Game Week 30. Currently my captain pick as well. I feel like I'm going with my gut feeling with this one. Palmer, as I've mentioned many times before, for Chelsea, he's never really disappointed. I mean, he's on penalties as well. Majority of his goals come from penalties, but also from open play, as well as assists as well. Finally, the last midfielder is Foden, who's got Arsenal at home. As much as this is a tough fixture for Foden, I think it's a great one if you still have him, obviously, in your team, because not many people will for the Arsenal game. A lot of people would have taken him out or obviously taken him out beforehand because of this fixture. And yeah, I feel like it could be one where Foden could nick something from that game, whether it's an assist or just a goal, but I'm not expecting too much on that fixture as it is going to be very, very tight and compact. So let's move on to the front three. So starting, we've got Solanke, who's got Everton at home. I won't talk too much on Solanke because he is part of my transfer moves as well. So yeah, it's a nice fixture though, if you still have him in your team. So let's move on to Watkins, who has Wolves at home. Now, I'm surprised a lot of people have taken out Watkins for that fixture because I feel like he's going to have a good one again. He is on a lot of run of goals. I think he's overtaken Haaland as well in terms of that goal statistics. So yeah, I'm quite happy to play Watkins. He's pretty much 10 players, so it don't really matter much whether he gets something from that game or not. And finally, we've got Haaland, who has Arsenal at home. I think I'm in a good position. I feel comfortable having Haaland still because I know a lot of people did take him out for his blank last game week and for the tough fixture he has now against Arsenal at home. He was silenced the last time Arsenal did play against Man City. He didn't really seem to do much, so it will be interesting to see if that's the same scenario when he's playing at the Etihad. But we'll have to wait and see. It should be a really good game to watch. And just quickly on the bench, so there's only two players. There's Areola, who's got Newcastle away, and Ake, who's got Arsenal at home. I should be fine. I don't think Ake will come on for any of my defenders or obviously midfield, so he's just a backup. It's not much of a backup because of the fixture, but he's there anyway, just in case. And obviously, as you know, Bell and Hwang are both ruled out due to very severe injuries, so they won't be playing anytime soon for their fixtures in Game Week 30. So that is the starting 11 and the bench team talk through. So let's just go through how much money I've got and what my transfer plans are. So I have 4.6 million currently, and I have one free transfer going forward. So I had a lot of plans on what to do. Obviously, I had a lot of time to think about it, but I have gone with one plan I feel like I'm going to take through to the deadline stream. So what I was thinking of, I am going to take a -4. And I think this is the first -4 I'm taking this season, believe it or not. And I know I've said this before, I was going to take a -4 last game week and whatnot, but I think I am definitely taking one this time round. So the two players I'm thinking of taking out is Pascal Gross and surprisingly Solanke. Now, reason being why I'm taking out Solanke is I need a cheaper forward to fund the move for the player I'm taking out for Gross. So the players I'm replacing for these players are obviously for Gross, I'm bringing in Salah, and for the forward Solanke, I'm taking out for Muniz. So Salah has Brighton at home, great fixture. I think a lot of people won't be able to bring Salah in as well in Game Week 30, especially the non-free hitters who took a lot of hits to make up a starting 11 or a relatively good team. So I think this week bringing Salah in is an advantage. His ownership is just over 20%, so it will creep up near the time. But I feel like having him one game week before the next one, if he does well as well against Brighton, I think I don't want to miss out on his points. And obviously for Muniz, he has a nice fixture against Sheffield United away. I think he is a popular transfer in this week, considering what he did last game week against Spurs. But he also has Sheffield United away, which arguably is one of the best fixtures you could have for Game Week 30. And I think he will do well again. He's also cheap as well. I think he's 4.6 million. So for a forward at that price, and the way he's playing at the moment, I think that's a steal. But I brought him in because I needed to fund the move to bring Salah in. Otherwise, I couldn't afford him without dropping one of my forwards. And I don't want to get rid of Watkins. Definitely don't want to get rid of Haaland now, especially after the Arsenal game when his fixtures do swing. So yeah, that is my transfer plans going forward for my Game Week 30 team selection. Obviously, I've spoken about that's a -4. It leaves with 0.5 million in the bank. So a little bit less cash in the bank, obviously from those moves, but there's still a little bit to play around with. I think long term, I'm going to get rid of Huang because I do want another midfielder in my team, but that is to discuss about later down the line in future team selections.
Okay, nice one. So Jordan potentially taking his first hit of the season. We're both looks like bringing Salah in. So yeah, guys, let us know what you guys are doing in your terms of your transfer plans as well. Are you bringing Salah in? Also, let us know who you're captaining. Obviously, Jordan's on Palmer. I'm probably going Salah. I'm like 90% sure of that as well. So let us know what you guys are doing for this game week as well. Harry says, missed you guys. Hopefully, game week 30 is a good one. Yeah, Harry, definitely. Hopefully, game week 30 is a lot better than game week 29 anyway, because obviously that week wasn't great.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to have a worse game week than obviously that blank one in 29.
Also, what's your team value? I think Fatality says.
At the moment, Fatality is 97.7 team value.
Okay. Just to confirm as well, guys, my squad value is 97.9, and I've got 8.4 million in the bank after doing the Salah move. So my team value is actually decent. So I'm interested to see when I wildcard, like what type of squad I can get next week, because obviously I've got decent value. I could have had more value if I bought Salah in earlier, but I had 2 price rises on Salah. Then I bought him in because Salah's gone up a lot. I don't know, he was 12.9, and all of a sudden after a couple of days he's 13.1 now, which is annoying. But I don't know why people bring transfers in so early.
Yeah, it's also surprising because Salah hasn't had that many returns in the past, obviously, a few game weeks. I know he's had blanks, but his last return was in 25 against Brentford. That's when he came on the pitch.
Yeah, but he missed game week 25 and he missed game week 27, and he played 30 minutes against
he played
Man City.
Man City, yeah. So I thought maybe people are off-putted by that, but obviously not, because it is Salah after all.
Yes, Salah hasn't started a match since game week 20, which is mad. So Salah hasn't started a game in the Premier League since the new year, the turn of the year. So Liverpool have missed Salah for 3 months essentially now, and obviously he's probably Liverpool's best player. Well, I think he is Liverpool's best player. So Liverpool have done quite well, obviously, to go without him. But having Salah back now is a massive boost. And yeah, this will be like his first actual start, because obviously I think he came off the bench in the Brentford game before he went to AFCON. And then he got injured, didn't he? Again in the Europa League, and then he played a couple minutes against Man City in the last game out. But it's mad. I think Salah's last start was on New Year's Day in the Premier League, which is a long time ago. But yeah, anyway, guys, we've got to take a few more of your comments. Ayan, my midfield is Garnacho, Gross, Palmer, and Saka, and Foden on the bench. Haven't got Salah and Son. Selling Gross to Maddison. Should I sell Salah to Foden? Should I sell Salah? No, I wouldn't be selling Salah at all. I think Salah's the one you want to get in. Oh, he says have got Salah.
I've got Salah and Son.
Selling Gross to Maddison. I'd sell Gross to Richarlison, personally. I'd rather Richarlison over Maddison, especially with now Richarlison being back from injury. I'd bring Richarlison in, and definitely don't sell Salah, because you'd want Salah going forward, in my opinion. So, yeah. And I'd play Saka. And Foden's the one I'd probably get rid of. If between Saka and Foden, if you had to. Meaning sell Foden or Saka.
I thought you've already got Salah.
No, I don't think he does. I think it's a typo.
Oh, he haven't got Salah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Meaning sell Foden or Saka. I mean, I wouldn't want to sell Saka. I mean, he's got Man City, which is a tough game, but then you were going to want Saka back. So there's no point selling Saka to only bring him back. Foden, again, longer term, I'd rather, if I had to pick one, I'd rather keep Saka. When I wildcard next week, I'm going to have Saka in my wildcard, but I won't have Foden. So I'll say if you had to pick between one of them to sell for Salah, I'll be selling Foden personally.
Yeah, I would have done the same move. If I had enough money, instead of getting rid of my forward, Solanke, I was going to do the move from obviously Foden to Salah instead, but I don't have enough to do that.
Richarlison is a doubt for this weekend. I doubt he starts. I've not seen anything in regards to Richarlison being a doubt. He's not currently flagged either. So, no, I think he should be fine. Unless I've missed something, let us know, guys, in the chat. Bowen to Salah, Tony to Haaland worth a -4, or just wait until next week. I think that's worth it, personally. I mean,
well, Haaland's got Arsenal.
Yeah, it just depends if you're going to captain Salah. Like, if you've got Son or Palmer, you want to captain one of them, you could do it. I still like Salah for this week, but it will come down to captaincy Superman. If you want to captain Salah and you think Salah's going to have a haul or something, then I think it's worth the 4. If you don't think Salah's going to do too well, then yeah, I'd wait next week and bring Salah in. But I think getting Salah in this week or next week, you're going to want Salah, in my opinion, very soon. Because Salah also doubles in 34.
Yeah, that's now confirmed, the Liverpool double in 34. Also, do you have to do the Tony to Haaland move to fund that Bowen Salah one as well?
I'm guessing he does.
Yeah, because if not, then I'll just do the Bowen Salah one. But if you don't, then yeah, -4 could be worth it if you captain Salah.
Odegaard to Salah and Watkins to Mateta for -4. Worth it, or roll and do it for free next week? Depends who you're captaining, for Tally. It does depend on captaincy as well, because a lot of people, as Fatali also says, Salah FOMO real the closer we get to deadline. Yeah, I definitely wanted Salah, so that's why I bought Salah in. And I know a lot of people don't have Salah, can't get to Salah because of how expensive he is. Most people can't do it in one move. Is it worth a hit, Jordan? Obviously, you've taken a hit yourself, actually.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I'm taking a hit to bring in. So yeah, I'd agree it's worth a hit to bring Salah in this early. You don't want to miss out on his points if he does get some against Brighton, which I believe he will. I think that's a good fixture for him. And yeah, I'd hate to bring Salah in next game week knowing that he got something really good from obviously game week 30. That's the only thing.
Yeah, it also depends on your strategy as well, because we know Salah doubles in 34, which you're going to want him for anyway. And Salah's got some decent fixtures as well, looking forward to, longer term. Salah got Brighton this week, then Sheffield in game week 31. And that's 2 home games as well. Doesn't get much better than that, really. Sheffield next week. Man United away, but Salah has a great record against Man United. And then he has Crystal Palace in 33, and then a double against Fulham and Everton. So I'd want him to load up on Liverpool assets personally. I think even Darwin, if you want to bring him in, is a good pick as well. Is Bradley a good shout instead of Reguilon? Short term, yes.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say about Bradley, he's definitely going to start against Brighton. He will also start, I believe, against Sheffield. And just news has been confirmed earlier today that Trent is going to miss the Man United game in game week 32 as well. So that is big news. So Trent won't be available for game week 32. His injury seems a bit more delayed, and obviously he's a bit more serious than initially thought, because initially the timescale was Salah to be back for game week 32. We're looking at now a return date, for game week 33 for Trent Alexander-Arnold now. So the next 3 games, Bradley, I think is a good pick, and I could see maybe 2 clean sheets. I could see Liverpool keeping a clean sheet against Sheffield at home. Brighton's 50-50. Brighton do score a lot of goals, so I definitely see at least a clean sheet. And Bradley, we know he does get attacking returns, so I think Bradley is a good shout. If you've already got him, definitely keep him. But the worry is a game week 34. When it's that double, I very much doubt Bradley's going to play both in the double. So do bear that in mind. If you want to go for a nailed Liverpool defender, I'd rather Van Dijk, because he's going to play every game if he's fit. If Trent comes back, that's why I'm so glad I've got the free hit, because if Trent's back and I know he's going to start both the games in the double, 100% Trent's in my free hit, because no one will have him really if you're not free hitting. So he's going to be a massive differential.
Yeah, no one's going to be able to afford Trent.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Superman says don't need to in regards to bring Salah in. I think have Son and Palmer too. Yeah, you could captain Son or Palmer.
Yeah, I think he says Salah to Bowen is done. It's just the Haaland one he's not confirmed, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with that Haaland this week. It's obviously a risk going up with that Haaland, as we know he can score in any fixture, but I'm just taking that risk. And I've got Tony against United, so you'll have to weigh that up, guys, and see.
Yeah. I don't really expect much from Haaland. I mean, the last time Arsenal played, he wasn't able to do anything in that game. I know this one's at home for the Etihad. Maybe it's a different story, but it's going to be a very cagey game. I think not very high scoring.
Yeah, I'm expecting a low scoring game. That even if Haaland scores one, I won't be annoyed personally.
No.
If he gets 2 or 3, then that's when it would hurt me my rank. But if he gets 1, I think I can get away with it because most people that have Haaland aren't captaining him. If Haaland was highly captained this week, I'd be a lot more worried. But most people are on Salah, Palmer, Son. I've not even seen Haaland as a captain, even a top 3 captaincy pick. So that makes it a lot less worrying for me if he does return. Alex says Kelleher, Petrovic, Gusto, Udogi, Gabriel, Bradley, Lascelles, Son, Salah, Madison, Palmer, Garnacho, Isak, Haaland, Solanke. Madison to Saka in 31. Debating Darwin over Solanke, but there's no chance Darwin starts Sheffield. Darwin did train. So for those that don't know, Darwin didn't go with Uruguay for the international fixtures. So Darwin stayed at Anfield or out at Liverpool because he did have a slight injury worry. But I don't believe Darwin's injury is serious. We've seen him train today with the rest of the squad. He was pictured. I think Darwin will start, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if Darwin misses out because it's just after an international break. And we've seen previously after international breaks, Klopp usually doesn't start Darwin. He goes Gakpo. So, but I think Darwin's a great pick for this week and next week. And again, he's got a double after that as well. So, I'm going to have Darwin in my wildcard draft next week over Watkins. So, that's where I'm at the moment with it. But yeah, Solanke is an interesting one as well.
Yeah, because he has Everton this week, and so yeah, it's an argument. Solanke should play, but it's the
Solanke will start.
Yeah, it's just a matter of will Darwin play, and if so, it's a good better fixture maybe for obviously Darwin and differential.
Yeah. Just another comment from Alex. I'm sure Darwin is fit, but why would he start Sheffield midweek when you have Brighton and United? It's a good consideration because if Liverpool do play again midweek. It's very hard to tell because Brighton is a tougher fixture, so maybe Klopp decides to play Darwin for this game and then drops him for Sheffield and plays Gakpo, and then he brings him back in for United on the Sunday, I believe it is. Let me just have a look when Liverpool play United. So Liverpool play Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. Because Darwin's definitely going to play against Man United. I would be surprised if he doesn't. And I think he'll start against Brighton. I think he'll start Brighton, bench for Sheffield possibly, and start Man United.
Yeah, because these are must-win games as well. So Klopp has to be very careful who he plays. Obviously, especially with injuries that Liverpool have as well. These are must-win games if they want to stay in that title race too. So that's another consideration on who he plays and what fixtures and when.
Should I keep Tony or sell him for a -4? I have Muniz and Watkins and 2.9 million in the bank. I don't think keeping Watkins is a bad idea if you've got a wild card like myself. If you're wild carding next week and you have to get by with Watkins, if you have to get by with Tony for just one more week, I don't think it's a bad shout against Man United. And Man United aren't amazing either, so they do ship goals as well. So plus he's a penalty taker. All it takes is one penalty. So, what do you think? Tony against United. Do you think he can get something or?
If I still had Tony at this point, I'd probably chance him against Man United. I still trust their defence and the injuries as well to Luke Shaw. That's a big miss for him. And I would take my chance with Tony. He's not highly owned either, so he's a good rank gainer if he does get something from that game. So I'd give him one more chance, despite his last return was in double game at 25, and that's when he scored the only goal against Liverpool. Since then, he's had blanks. So surely now he should get a return in this fixture.
Also, with Tony, it depends on your strategy as well. If you've not got any chips left in your pocket, then maybe you want to get rid of him. But if you're wildcarding next week like myself, I think getting in for one more week isn't a bad idea.
Yeah.
Salah and Palmer for a -4 or just one since I'm wildcarding in Gameweek 31. I think a -4 for both is a decent move. I can see both of them getting a goal possibly. So both got good fixtures. So
yeah, both good fixtures. You can even make up for it by capturing one or the other. It doesn't really matter as well. So that makes up for the -4 regardless of that move finder.
Yeah, and also got Son and Madison. Got 8 players only. Thinking of wildcard now. Initial plan was game week 33, 34. Yeah, if you've got 8 players, I recommend you wildcard personally. There's no point delaying it for future game weeks if you're just delaying it for the sake of delaying it. If you need to use it, Elliot, in my opinion. Harry says, go triple pool on attack or Virgil, Salah and Darwin. I wouldn't go triple Liverpool attack. I'd go Salah, Darwin, and I'd have one defender. Virgil van Dijk is the one that's nailed because Bradley, there's always a question mark over him because we know Trent's going to come back roughly game week 33. So if you've got Bradley for double game week 34, he probably won't start either game. He might start one. Konate, again, he couldn't get rotated out for Gomez. Robertson has now picked up an injury in international break. He's out for a couple of games. Virgil's the one constant in that back four. So Virgil's the one I'd be going for. I think Tony will be second highest scoring forward from now till the end of the season. That's a big shout from Alex.
Yeah,
that's Tony.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I plan to get rid of Tony on the wild card, to be fair, but the fixtures are nice. If you actually look at the fixtures, no one's really. The next couple, okay, Man United and Brighton is tough. Then Villa's quite tough as well, away as well. But from game week 33 onwards, the fixtures are really nice till the end of the season, pretty much. Game week 33, Sheffield. Then he's got Luton. Then he's got Everton. Then he's got Fulham. And then he's got Bournemouth. I think what's putting people off is the fact that Brentford don't have any doubles. That's what it is, essentially.
Yeah, no doubles. But yeah, Tony could be the one, the single game player that outscores doubles as well. But they have a really nice run of fixtures near the end of the season for Brentford. And I don't think any other team really has that nice run.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost a lot of games, though. I mean, Brentford have struggled. I think they've got 2 wins in their last 14 matches. 2 wins in the last 14 league games, and that was against Wolves and Nottingham. I mean, I know Tony's missed large chunks of the season, but on his day, obviously, we know he can score goals. So, yeah, fixes aren't too bad. Yeah, this is a big good shout. Obviously, Mbuemo is a massive miss for Brentford. Him coming back now is definitely going to help them out. Henderson is the second keeper on wild card with a double in 34 and Johnson out for the season. Yeah, I think Dean Henderson as a goalkeeper isn't a bad shout if you're on a wild card to rotate. You could go Onana as well at Man United because we know Man United are going to have a double in game week 37 where you could play Onana as well.
Yeah.
If you want a full double game week like bench as well. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Just over half an hour of a stream. We're back again on Saturday. I'm just going to have a look when the deadline is. I feel it's a 10 a.m. deadline. Oh, sorry, 11 a.m. deadline, isn't it? Yeah. 11 a.m. deadline. We're back again 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. Make sure you guys do tune in for the deadline stream. Should be a good one. Obviously, we're going to do some moves. We'll talk about the fixtures. Also do a bit of chip planning as well and see what, how we're going to line up and what our plans are going forward. But yeah, I think that's everything. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Jordan?
That pretty much covers it, I think, until the deadline for the weekend. But obviously, enjoy your Easter break, and we will see you for that interesting deadline stream. It will be very exciting, as there's a lot of moves to be made. And yeah, tune in for that. Until then, take care, guys.